Welcome back to Sit With Yourself, and I'm your host, Leah Shanae. And today's episode feels really personal because it's not just something that I planned, it's something that I'm living. If you've been listening from the beginning, you know this journey started with slowing down. Then we talked about pain and what it teaches you when you finally stop running. Then we talked about grief, anxiety, and still showing up even when everything inside you feels heavy. This episode is bringing all of that together. I'm recording this episode on the day where I actually feel good. And that used to make me feel guilty. And I'm still going through that process of feeling guilty on my good days. Like, why am I calm right now? Why am I not crying? And then later tonight, before I go to bed, it'll hit me out of nowhere. Or I'll just be sitting in silence and I'll be like, okay, there it is. It's coming. Because slowing down is one thing. Understanding your pain is another. And showing up anyway takes courage. But eventually you reach a point where it's like, okay, how do I live with all of this? How do I sit with my feelings without getting stuck in them? How do I keep going without pretending I'm okay? That's what I want to talk about today. In the first episode, I invited you to slow down and notice what you've been avoiding. And I realized something recently. Slowing down isn't just a one-time thing. It's something that grief forces you to do again and again. And at first, slowing down felt very uncomfortable because when you slow down, you feel everything you've been distracting yourself from. But now, slowing down looks different. Now it looks like sitting with emotions that I can't label right now. It's like being quiet and not needing answers, like rushing myself to feel better just to make other people comfortable. And honestly, that is hard. It's very hard because avoiding your feelings is easier. Staying busy is easier. Pretending you're okay is easier. But slowing down showed me something important. I wasn't afraid of the pain. I was afraid of what would come up if I actually sat with it. In episode 2, we talked about pain as a teacher. And I'll be honest, some days I don't like that lesson. Like, grief has taught me that I don't have control the way that I thought I did. And anxiety taught me that my body holds emotions before my mind even understands them. So for me, anxiety lives in like my stomach and sometimes my chest because I have like shortness of breath for no apparent reason. And then it's like, okay, that's how I know when I need to like release or cry or journal and let out whatever it is that I may be holding on to and I don't realize it yet, or I'm just pushing it in the back of my mind. Like I've learned through my experience, once I stopped fighting that feeling and I started listening, it didn't feel scary. And that's what you have to do. And loss taught me what really matters and what really doesn't. Honestly, I could say I'm in a phase where I really don't even care for real. I don't care about a lot of things that I used to care about, whether that's relationships, whether that's like, I don't know, a lot of stuff that just don't matter in life. But that pain wasn't trying to destroy me. It was showing me to slow down long enough to listen. And in that, I learned that anxiety in my body is asking for safety. That sadness is love that doesn't have anywhere to go. And that exhaustion is just my spirit asking for gentleness. And once I stopped fighting those feelings, like I said, they stopped fighting me. Episode 3 was about showing up even when grief and anxiety are still present. And this part is important because a lot of us think that healing means waiting until we feel okay to start whatever it is or do the next thing. But real life doesn't stop. Like some days I still feel anxious. Some days grief hit me literally out of nowhere and I'll be fine one moment and then I'll see something small like a memory, a picture, a random thought, or maybe a song and I'll get sad like, is this really real? But I cry and I sit with it. Then I move on to something that changes my mood because I still have to go on with my day. And I know, as harsh as that may sound or feel, it's the truth. My mom wouldn't want me to be sitting around depressed and crying all day, not doing nothing but sitting in this bed. I owe her because she taught me strength. through everything that she went through. So I owe her that. The strength that she showed me, I want to use that and keep moving because the day goes on. Like life is going to keep moving regardless of, my world stopping. And some days my body feel heavy before my mind even catch up. And still, I show up. It ain't perfect. It's not as fearlessly. And honestly, it's just honest. So I stopped waiting to feel healed before living. I stopped apologizing for not being my old self. I stopped forcing strength when what I needed was rest. And showing up doesn't mean pushing through. Sometimes it means showing up gently. Now, I would like to talk about integration, which is what this episode is all about, bringing it all together and learning how to live with everything and get through everything. Sitting with your feelings without getting lost in them. This is where everything comes together. And sitting with your feelings doesn't mean drowning in them. It literally means them existing without trying to fix them immediately. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I used to think sitting with my feelings meant I had to feel that feeling all the time and every day until it decided to pass. And that was definitely not true. Sitting with your feelings mean you can set a timer and you can cry or journal or whatever it is you feel like you need to do. Even sit in silence. And, once you decided that you have felt it long enough, you journaled what you felt, you wrote out whatever you needed, you thought about whatever it is long enough, you then decide and make that decision to move on to the next thing in your day. Whatever changes your mood to make you happy. It don't even have to be happiness. Here's what helped me though. First, I let the feeling be there. No labeling it as good or bad. No rushing it away. And that's what we tend to do. Second, I check in with my body. So it's like basically scanning your body head to toe. Where do I feel this? And what does it need right now? Sometimes that feeling may need movement. Sometimes it may need you to sit still. Sometimes it may need prayer. And sometimes you just need to take a really deep breath and exhale longer than your inhale. Third thing is I reminded myself that feelings move. Nothing stays forever, not even grief. So, most importantly, I stopped making my feelings mean something was wrong with me. They're just information. And that's something that I really had to tell myself over time. Just because I'm feeling some type of way do not mean something wrong with me. Because it's like, oh, I'm sad. That means something wrong. Like, oh, I've been sad the last few days. Something wrong. No, it's just information. And it's something that you need to process. Something you're holding on to that needs to be let out and released. Here's what I want you to hear. If you're struggling right now, you don't have to rush your healing. You don't have to get over anything. You don't have to be strong all the time. Living again doesn't mean forgetting. It means carrying love forward. And I didn't lose my mom. I carry her strength in how I move now. I hear her in the way I talk to myself now, in the way I think, in the way I can stop myself from spiraling, and in the way I choose peace and calmness over the chaos, even when I'm uncomfortable. And like I said, I carry her strength now, so I know I can conquer and do anything in life. If my mom sat in that hospital room, at that bed for 4 years, going on 5, on a trach, ventilator, feeding tube, not being able to move her left side, barely even, like she couldn't even really just get up. She had that right arm. She moved her right arm and was fighting those nurses. But if she could do that every day, just lay in the same spot, not get up and go sit outside, like not do anything, but live, she lived. If she can do that, and she didn't put herself first. She put us first, her family, and she did that for us. If she can do that for me, then I can do that for her. I can conquer anything in life. Whether that be anxiety, whether that be any sickness, whatever life throws at me, I know I can conquer it. If she did it, I can do it. I just carry her in everything, the boundaries I set and the peace I protect. And you carry your story too, even if it feels heavy right now. it will eventually get lighter and better. So, if you're listening to this and you're barely holding it together, I just want you to know that I see you. If you feel calm one moment and then overwhelmed the next, that doesn't mean you're broken. You're not broken. If you're learning how to live again while still grieving, don't think you're doing it wrong or there's a right or wrong way. You're doing it right, however you feel. I feel like throughout my experience of grieving, I had everybody come tell me, "Oh, grieving is this, grieving is that." And honestly, at first I was scared. I was like, "Okay, God, I don't want to go through this. I do not want to do this." But what I have come to realize is that everybody grieves different and everybody, handle things different. And that's okay. Just because somebody else may take, like, say, for instance, losing their parent, just because somebody else may take it hard, don't mean, or they can't cope, don't mean you are going to, like, take it hard and not cope. It's just different for everybody. So sit with your feelings, let them teach you, and let them move through you. You don't have to have it all figured out to keep going. So if you're listening to this late at night or in your car or when you feel like nobody is listening, I just want you to know that you are not alone. You don't have to rush yourself. You don't have to have it all figured out. So thank you for sitting with me today, and we will talk in the next episode.